2K Sports pregame show.
Good evening, sports fans. This is 2K Sports. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny Smith. Tonight, it'll be the Golden State Warriors going up against the Jazz out in Salt Lake City. Well, for Utah,
2K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
Welcome, sports fans. Thanks for joining us. And it's time for NBA basketball on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan along with Greg Anthony and Brent Barry. David Aldridge will be reporting from the sidelines. And back in Utah following the road trip, it's the Jazz on home turf. And DeMarcus Cousins out with the injury. He will be missed.
Kevin, he went down that last game, and he's not available tonight. But from the injury report, doesn't look like he's going to miss an extended period.
And the Jazz start out with the ball. And now the Golden State Warriors starters. Curry and Thompson are the 1 and the 2. Jones is out there with Bell, and it's Durant in at the 3. And it's the Warriors with the ball. And Bell kicks to Curry. On the wing, Thompson. And a great assist by Curry as that one goes in. Thompson's got the game going with his first points of the game for the Warriors. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Jazz will retain possession. Ingles kicks to Mitchell. Jacks up a 3. Hey, Brent, tonight, 2 strong reserve units. As a player, what are some of the advantages of coming off the bench and playing?
I think, Kevin, if you think about coming off the bench and mentally you're into the game, you'll understand the rhythm of when you check in and where you might be able to take advantage of what they're doing defensively, some of their offensive schemes. You might have seen the sets, so it's important to pay attention while you're on the bench and then come in and impact the game in a positive way.
You can get in the flow of the game without even playing.
Sometimes, and then you also get to play against another team's bench, which can sometimes help you find your rhythm a lot quicker than going up against the starters.
Good point. Here's Ingles. 8 points his last outing. Gobert the pass to Ingles, and it goes down 2 points. Curry with it. We're about 1 minute into the first, and Bell kicks to Jones. First shot, first basket. He's out of the blocks fast.
A guy who converts well at the rim, you like to see the aggression there.
Yeah, it's the first quarter, and he's already in attack mode, setting the tone right here.
Rubio misses.
And that's just good offense. Surprised he blew that one, and the defense is too.
Thompson for the triple. And another 3 for Golden State.
Klay Thompson takes a ton of pride in the catch-and-shoot game. His release is lightning quick.
They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill. And that's the classic 1-2 punch right there. I mean, nice steal. And then how about the elevation, Kevin, on the finish?
And, Greg, nothing spurs some quick offense like a great play defensively.
Well, it fires up your teammates and the fans when you make plays like that out in the open court and explosive.
Kept alive, and that one's good by Favors.
That's a talented guy getting too easy a look. Might have been a miscommunication on that one.
Well, just the first quarter, everyone's still getting adjusted. That said, on defense, you have to bring help sooner.
Different look here for the Warriors. Yarebko's checked in for Bell. Iguodala comes in for Kevin Durant. Sean Livingston, he's checked in for Klay Thompson. And Quinn Cook subbed in for Curry. Livingston. And he banks in the layup. Livingston's got his first points in this one.
Man, they're making everything and look confident. 5 shots, 5 makes. Shaun Livingston has had such a remarkable comeback career and one of the more unique players in the league. At 6'7", plays really a true point guard position, but very rarely do you ever see Shaun Livingston getting away from shots on the floor where he knows he can be devastating. 10 to 12 feet, back to the basket, up over the top of guys. Just a really unique set of skills from Shaun Livingston.
It's good. Mitchell's got his second bucket of the night.
And terrific use of the floater, unguardable really, because you can't do anything defensively to stop it.
Here's Cook. And the shot goes in.
This is as good as it gets for a first quarter in terms of shooting the basketball.
Jazz trail by 6. And a first time out of the game called for Utah.
And Ricky Rubio might be one of the most unselfish players in the league. And not only for his passing and how much he enjoys piling up assists, but how he does a great job adjusting to what the team needs him to do and not worrying about his own game.
So Utah going with an almost entirely new group here. Udo's checked in for Gobert. Crowder comes in for Derek Favors. Thabo Sefolosha has checked in for Joe Ingles. And it's Burks in for Donovan Mitchell. Warriors leading by 6. And for Rubio, who has been in the eye of the media for so long, Greg, he's always been unselfish. We've always seen that in his style of play.
You're right, Kevin. You've always been able to see that with Rubio's game. Great at making quick reads, seeing passes before they develop. I mean, he can see who's open and who's going to be open before he even catches the pass.
Now, here's Udo. Andre Iguodala comes up with the rebound. And Jerebko has it in the corner. Iguodala the pass to Cook. That one falls, coming off Iguodala's feet. Cook's got 5.
Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
And Rubio kicks to Crowder. Knocked loose, and it goes out of bounds. That one off Iguodala. And now, it's a look at the 2K leaderboard with the list of the NBA's best fast break teams from a season ago. The Warriors, number 1.
Do they love to run? I mean, nobody did it better. They would get out in the lanes and push the ball even after makes.
Now, here's Rubio. He had 19 points in the win against the Kings in Sacramento.
And his scoring's going to get most of the attention, but his rebounding also stood out. He did a lot of glass cleaning in that game.
Now, here's Livingston after the miss from Jay Crowder. That pushes it to double digits. Livingston's got his second bucket of the game to go.
Defensively, giving up far too many open rhythm looks.
And there's the foul. It's on Quinn Cook. That is his first foul of the game. Different look here for the Warriors. Jordan Bell's checked in for Jones. Kevin Durant comes in for Andre Iguodala. Klay Thompson, he's checked in for Shaun Livingston. And Stephen Curry subbed in for Cook. Now, here's Rubio. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game. Curry, good.
And from the opening tip, they just crushed it. You see it now on the scoreboard.
Just incredible flow offensively. Everyone's doing their part. Let's see if they can sustain this early momentum.
Pass to Jerebko. Stolen by Rubio. And so it's the Golden State Warriors looking at a 13-point lead heading into the next quarter. And it's Rudy Gobert talks about his expectations for the team.
Every year I want to keep getting better. And
Well, as a competitor, this is what you should be thinking. And, Greg, you should be talking about winning a title.
For sure. I mean, it'll take a lot of work, but Gobert sounds like he's up for the challenge of proving the doubters wrong.
Welcome back, folks. We'll see if we're in store for a more tightly contested quarter as we move here into the second. And a very convincing performance here from the Warriors so far.
So far, they've been active scoring the basketball, built up a little lead here, and looking good.
Well, when you come out in the first quarter with that kind of offense, obviously the game plan is in full effect. Let's see if they can keep that momentum going.
And a moment now to reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up for the second quarter of basketball. So for the Golden State Warriors right now, the tremendous pair of Curry and Clay in the backcourt. Jonas Jerebko out there with Bell, and it's Durant in at the small forward position. Just 5 on the clock. The 3 from Sefolosha. No good that time, and Golden State will come the other way. They're off to Denver after this game as they apply their skills at the Pepsi Center. That'll be the second of this 2-game road trip. And there's the foul on Jay Crowder. That is his first foul of the game. Mitchell, he's checked in for the Jazz. Brent, the league is shaking things up as far as training and evaluation of referees. Do you think it'll result in getting a higher percentage of calls correct? They're pretty good as it is now.
The referees are fantastic.
They are.
And the fact that we're even having a discussion about a higher percentage of correct calls, Kevin, I would just like to have a higher percentage of correct calls for the rest of this game with you.
Well, good. This guy next to me handed me this card. It wasn't my idea. It was this guy over here.
Yeah, well,
he said, ask Brent about the refereeing.
We need the stats, guys.
Yeah. Oh, we do. Yeah. Thank you. Okay, well, let's go down to David Aldridge for a report from the sideline.
Well, as we know, Rudy Gobert is a 7-footer with an aggressive mentality. He said some guys don't have pride, but I do. Sometimes too much. Quinn Snyder said he gets angry, which I like. Whatever kind of stereotypes Americans have about the French, they don't apply. Not to him anyway, guys.
Sacre bleu! Thank you, GA. He is indeed a fiery competitor. Jazz trail by 17. A minute and a half gone here in the second quarter. Favors with a screen on Curry. They grab their own miss. Gobert dishes to Burks. Here's Favors. Kicks it out to Mitchell. Busts the J after the cagey pass fake. Mitchell's got 6.
Just such a well-rounded offensive player. He's got a little bit of everything.
Golden State moving the ball around. Curry, good.
It doesn't matter. I mean, once Steph Curry crosses half court, you're in trouble.
They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
Gobert with a screen for Mitchell. Screen by O'Neal. Burks against Curry. To the inside. Favors. Terrific assist. A nice finish. Solid play all around.
Phenomenal use of the body there to free himself up from the defender and get a clean look at the basket.
And the Warriors decide to take their first time out here. They want to keep rolling here following the win against the Thunder.
And I know the defense wasn't great, but yet and still, their ability to stay composed was impressive.
Well, it led to a big scoring effort, taking advantage of every weakness. So any possession the defense wasn't aggressive on, they were on the offensive end.
And Utah making a change here. Ingles is checked in, and Derek Favors picks up the foul. That is his first foul of the game. The Jazz making a switch here. Rubio's checked in. And we're now a little over 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. Livingston, no luck. Jazz trail by 16.
Well, Rudy Gobert has taken on more of a leadership role with this team. Clearly a difference maker on the court with his defense, and will get the team to fall in line. Hard to argue with one of the elite rim protectors in our league.
Pass to Livingston. Stolen by Mitchell. Got it for his 4th field goal of the game on just 5 shots.
And that's about as easy as it gets. Not many guys are going to blow wide open layups at the professional level like that.
Here's Cook. Jones trying to get open. Cook, good. Cook's got 7. Here in the second quarter, just under 3.5 minutes played. Rubio outside. Gobert with a screen on Iguodala. Favors with the ball. Guarded now by Durant. Using the screen, Favors, and he overshot that one, missing.
He just can't find the bottom of the net right now. He's looking frustrated. This quarter has been a bit of a nightmare for him.
Jazz have gone 3 of 8 from the field since the beginning of the second quarter. Rubio the pass to Mitchell. Tipped away. There's the pass to Gobert. Rubio left side. And the call will be against Sean Livingston. That's his first foul. Thabo Sefolosha has checked in for Derek Favors. And Golden State also making a change. Jerebko's checked in for Kevin Durant. Sefolosha's shot is good.
Well, that shot by Sefolosha goes up almost as soon as he catches the ball there. Really quick release.
Iguodala outside. Pass to Jones. He dishes it to Livingston. Iguodala left side. Jacks up a three. It's good from long range. Jerebko's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. Mitchell kicks to Gobert. Rubio outside. Back to Gobert. The dish to Rubio. Clock at 6. Ball's knocked loose. And it's out of bounds. The Jazz able to retain possession here. So both teams changing it up here. Here's Rubio. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him. There's 14 seconds left to play here in the second quarter. Off the mark and a bad shot there. Evans dishes to Bell. Over Udoh. Jerebko. And he banks in the layup. Jerebko's got 5 points so far.
Looking like a younger Draymond Green out there. Bell's willingness to give it up, a strong asset.
And so it's the...
Thanks, Kevin. Joined here by Steve Kerr. Coach, great offense from your guys in the first half. What got you the lead?
I started calling some great plays for Steph Curry.
That's why you're the coach of the year, Steve. Thanks. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks so much, David, and we'll step away briefly, but get you right back out here for the start of the third quarter after this break.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello, folks. Good to have you back. Ernie Johnson with Kenny the Jet Smith and the Big Diesel, Shaquille O'Neal. Welcome to the NBA Halftime Show on 2K Sports. It was all about Golden State as the game got going. An exceptional game plan helped them open with a 12-4 run. By the end of quarter one, they were way out on top, leading by 13. Then in quarter number two, it was all hands on deck, and what a show it was. Quality execution, good efficiency, some tremendous defensive play helped them take a decisive advantage, and they're running away with this one. Taking a look at the... And that's a...
The streets and buildings of Salt Lake City lit up gorgeously as we welcome you back to the action here in Utah. Third quarter just about to get going here in what has been so far a runaway game. Donovan Mitchell really making a difference here.
Yeah, on the cut, off the dribble, he is a factor, and we saw that in the first half.
Coaches talk about having slashers on the team, and this is what they do. They get into the heart of the defense. They force difficult rotations. He's been tough to contain.
Mitchell and Ingles are out on the wing. Favors and Gobert, the tough pair inside. And it's Rubio in at the point. That's the group right now for Utah. Jazz passing it around. Here's Ingles, and 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact. It's on Kevin Durant. So many modern offenses no longer rely on a point guard to initiate the play. Tell us a little bit more. Walk us through that process.
I think a lot of teams, Kevin, are getting more towards motion offenses, almost playing in a secondary break where you've either coming off a score, you're coming down the floor, the point guard gets off the ball, and with all the players moving around and with the multifaceted skill set of your small forward and your power forward who's now playing at the point, distributing the ball, setting screens, DHO, because of that skill set, you don't really have the heavy reliance on point guard domination with the basketball, setting up every play, and being the only playmaker on the floor. Now you have 3 and sometimes 4 getting that job done.
Just 5 to shoot. Back to Bell. Golden State needs to get off a shot. Over Ingle. And it's Golden State with another.
Well, at his height and with that release, Durant couldn't care less, really, who's on him.
The Jazz shooting at 36% on the night. They've got to step it up offensively. Inside, and it's Mitchell with the jam.
He pulls off the Houdini to make that catch and slam it through.
Stupendous alley-oop. And that unleashed chaos replay presented by Under Armour. Hover Havoc, giving us a chance to relive that exciting play. Timeout called the Warriors. This is their first chance to take a look at the Jazz this season.
Yeah, and they're hoping for a better showing against this club this season. Last year, they came out on the losing end.
And Thompson kicks to Jones. Passes to Curry. It's Durant on the wing. Takes the three. Another three for Golden State.
How quick was that trigger there? Durant gets it off so fast, and there's not much you can do with where he shoots it from.
Stolen by Durant. Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, guys, the Jazz had to weather the loss of Gordon Hayward, so they need to play together to have success. Coach Quinn Snyder said, we expect guys to put the team in front of themselves and support each other. Our strength isn't in one guy. We need each other. Kevin?
David, one thing for sure, they come to play almost every game. Thank you.
Oh, wow. 4 of 5 to start the half. Coming out on fire.
A different look for Utah. O'Neal comes in for Joe Ingles, and Alec Burks subbed in for Ricky Rubio. Golden State also making some changes. Kevon Looney is checked in for Damian Jones, and it's Iguodala in for Durant. Mitchell passes to O'Neal over Iguodala, and O'Neal gets it to go. O'Neal's got his first basket of the night. The Warriors' Steve Kerr, the fastest coach in major American sports history to 250 wins. Brent, he gave all the credit to his players. But you talk about what makes him special.
Well, I think Steve just really timed it right in terms of when it was he was going to approach the next phase of his life, waiting for his children to be in a good place, waiting for him mentally to be in a spot where he was going to take over a talented team and put his imprint on it. His experience in Phoenix in the front office, teaching him about what it takes to move players around and make trades. Just a proper approach and the proper timing for Steve to take over a basketball club, and then to bring all of what he learned from Greg Popovich and Phil Jackson to the table, along with a lot of his own. And I think Steve thought long and hard and prepared himself on a lot of levels about what the job was going to be for him. We've seen that play out rather nicely in the last few years.
One of the best NBA athletes of his era, Andre Iguodala, and still you could make the case, Brent, it's his intelligence that's his strongest attribute.
And most of the time, the comments from Steve Kerr or Ron Adams, the defensive guru on the coaching staff, talk about how Andre Iguodala is a coach on the floor. So he's been a great mentor for Klay Thompson and some of the younger players who are coming up and coming along with the Warriors, to talk to them about how he thinks, what he sees, and what he does. Big reason why the Warriors have won multiple titles.
Dishes it to Livingston. From outside, off the mark. Jazz have gone 2 of 3 from the field to start the second half. Good defense by Iguodala.
It looked like he wanted no part of that. Superb defense there, really making it tough on him.
The shot from the low post is good. Iguodala's got his second bucket of the night.
Well, he fights through some aggressive defense, Iguodala, using those broad shoulders and not taking no for an answer.
Here's Livingston. Tries again. Iguodala with the bucket. Iguodala's got 7 now in this quarter.
And you can see how this game is going. I mean, put a body on somebody.
Right, you're down by double digits. You have to play with maximum intensity just to have a chance to come back. Not seeing it here.
Raul Neto's checked in for the Jazz. Then for the Warriors, Evans, he's checked in for Iguodala. And Quinn Cook subbed in for Sean Livingston. Outside, House. They get it back. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Jerebko's got 9.
up by a bunch, he's still pushing the action, trying to impose his will.
Well, collectively, they've done it tonight here. A passionate performance from the squad.
Outside Crowder. He kicks to Cephalosha. Screen by Udo. From deep, Neto. Another miss by Utah.
Yeah, momentum right now is against them. They're just going to have to figure out a way to ride this one out.
Got to be some consideration here for a different rotation because the matchups right now just not favorable.
Feeds it to Burks. Screen by Udo. Back to Burks. Over Urevko. Hits some rim on the way in, and the bucket's good.
And how about the bounce pass there being used to perfection?
It's stolen by Udo. And at the end of the third quarter, a huge lead in this one may already have been decided. The Warriors on top, running away with it. While we have the chance now, folks, let's go to our State Farm assist of the game.
And he sliced the D wide open with this feed. They had no chance to prevent that basket.
That's what great passing will do for you right there, dissecting the defense with that play.
Welcome back as we get ready to start the fourth quarter. Not exactly a nail-biter here, but you never know. And Golden State looking at who they've got. McCaw is out there with Cook. And it's Evans in at the small forward. And it's out of bounds. The Jazz able to retain possession here. Here's Neto. And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Evans. The Jazz making a switch here. Ingles is checked in. And so it's Utah here with the ball. Allen shot is off.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one.
McCaw with the bucket.
Artful passing on that play, showing a real desire to set up the teammate.
They've been a little too casual with the ball out there.
Yeah, but you can't force that square peg into the round hole. Oftentimes, you just got to make that first simple pass and get a rhythm from that.
Golden State's gone downtown 13 times in this game, and they're just over 50%. 7 of 13 on threes. And a moment to check out now what Utah has coming up. On Monday, they'll take on Marc Gasol and the Memphis Grizzlies. And then on Wednesday, they'll be playing against James Harden and the Houston Rockets.
And you know, for that Pelicans game, that's going to be one where it would take a lot of errors and maybe a cold shooting night for things to go wrong. They just have that much of an advantage over that team.
Rudy Gobert, he's checked in for Jay Crowder. Allen kicks to Ingles. Back to Allen. 6 on the shot clock. And he makes good on the layup.
And that tells the tale here today, guys. Throughout this game, they've been able to get the ball in tight and finish.
Pass to House. Lets a floater go. Yep, that one goes.
And they've had assists now on their last 3 baskets.
Utah comes into this one after the win against the Kings in Sacramento. That's tipped. Out of bounds, Golden State takes possession.
Yeah, the body language right now is not looking good for this basketball team. The game might be out of reach, but they have to avoid mistakes like that.
Bell is checked in for Golden State. Klay Thompson comes in for Patrick McCaw. Got that bucket in no time at all. And that's now 9 points for Klay Thompson. Knocked loose. Second minute off the clock now in the fourth. Allen against Thompson. Gobert trying to get open. Allen's shot is off.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
Let's hope for his sake that he does not try that one ever again.
You're right. And yep, finally drops after rolling around the rim.
Yeah, these defenders just looked a bit overmatched, especially inside.
The pass to Evans. He had stolen by Ingles. Knocked away. And here we go with Cook heading to the hoop. All alone. The big dunk at the end of the break.
And that's the classic 1-2 punch right there. I mean, nice steal. And then how about the elevation, Kevin, on the finish?
And, Greg, nothing spurs some quick offense like a great play defensively.
Well, it fires up your teammates and the fans when you make plays like that out in the open court and explosive.
Well, Brent, we're seeing the Hack-a-Shack targets improve their free throw shooting. Rules changes might curb the strategy, though, going forward.
Well, it's been nice to see that NBA players have worked on a weakness of theirs, free throw shooting in particular, to be better and be somebody who can stay on the floor to impact your team's winning. We saw that last year, Andre Drummond being a prime example. The other thing, Kevin, that we've seen too is coaches having to implement strategies, not just to do the hacking, but in terms of their substitutions and who's on the floor. So interesting thought processes from both ends, but mostly go shoot some free throws, guys.
Yeah, practice.
Practice.
Brent, has there ever been a player who scores more easily with less effort than Kevin Durant?
Well, I know this, Kevin, that Kevin puts in a ton of work to make it look as easily as it does. There's just nobody that can match up with KD. And when he's playing like this, he gets out into the mid-range and starts to hit a few shots. Watching him be on fire for a night is a treat.
Cook, he's checked in for Klay Thompson. Udo, the pass to Rubio. The Jazz working the ball around now. O'Neal kicks to Gobert. Screen by O'Neal. Here's Rubio. It's deflected.
Yes, and with this one winding down, it's obvious to everyone who watched it. Just a total mismatch and a true show of strength for the Warriors.
You don't see this kind of a blowout often, but tonight this is a quality win across the board to deliver out this kind of punishment.
They definitely never changed the approach. They just kept after it and showed they were clearly the better team in just about every single category.
And so with this, they'll end up with their second win on the year.
And this is a great way for them to kick off this season series. 2 more games ahead, and they've taken the mental advantage with this win tonight.
And one of the key components to this victory, if not the biggest, was the incredible performance for Kevin Durant.
Just really loved his activity level here tonight. Constantly mixed it up, and he threw himself into a lot of plays.
It's stolen by Udo. Now 8 seconds separating the 2 clocks. Here's Crowder. Count it.
That's a gorgeous assist. Outstanding at finding his guys in the spots where they want the basketball.
The clock now can just run out for the Warriors. Pass to Livingston. Kicks to Jerebko. O'Neal against Durant. Knocked loose. And that'll be Golden State as it goes out of bounds. Warriors retain possession. From the arc. Gets the three-pointer to fall.
And this is how you close out a game, not taking any chances.
Yeah, you gotta be relentless in this game or the tide can turn on you. Not here, not tonight.
So we see the Warriors taking the game here. This crowd was stunned by the... Thank you, David.